Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I am talking about a movie I saw that came out recently. And it was tragic. So let me explain something. Okay, so I am very optimistic when it comes to movies, video games, and things like that. I'm not too critical, not too, judgmental. Usually I give movies a chance. Like if a movie gets like for example, sometimes movies will get severely hated, but I'm over here like why are we hating? Why what's going on? Right? But the thing is, I can't defend this. I cannot defend this at all, the slightest bit. Disclosure Day. So last week I was on vacation in North Carolina and down in Outer Banks. We caught a lot of fish. We did a lot of fun stuff. We went to the beach. I got sunburnt to hell and got what's actually a real condition called Hell's Itch, which only 5 to 10% of people who get sunburned get, which I cried when it happened. Like, if I'm being honest with you, it was that bad. It was. But anyways, that's besides the point. While we were down there, actually the day I started experiencing Hell's Itch, because I took care of it in the morning, and it was like it stopped for a few hours. And during those few hours, I went to see Disclosure Day. Multiple times, I got up to get out of that theater. I used the excuse I was going to get like gummy bears or something, or I'm going to the bathroom, right? And I did actually do that. It was just this movie. This movie's awful. This movie. Now, I will say, there's not exactly redeeming qualities to it. It's just there are certain things that make it seem a little fun, I guess. Now, normally when talking about a movie, I would say warning, spoilers. But here, I don't care. I'm going to save you the time to stop. Just not watch this movie. Do not watch this movie, okay? Don't waste your money at all. So I'm gonna start. I mean, I don't really have anything good to say. So I was just gonna say I'm gonna start with complaints, but I don't really have anything good to say to where I would need to say that. So I'm just gonna start with the review. All right, here we go. So Disclosure Day. Um, Starting off, it was it was considerable. It was I was like, okay, let's see. I mean, it's probably decent, right? And I was like, I was locked in, and then things just kind of started going downhill. See, because you got you're in the scene where it's like it's a UFC fight. The guy's sitting there with his backpack, and then these two people behind him, they take his backpack. One of them points a gun at him, and then the other one's like, "Come on, sit down, just enjoy the thing, just enjoy the show. Don't worry about your backpack, okay?" And then they get taken out to the back of the building. The main character, and it's like this. Now, what I'm saying is, so the way the scene goes down is you got all the little agent people, and then the guy that's leading the whole thing, right, talking to the main character, and then um yeah, it's like this little tense moment, I guess, or what it tried to be. It tried to be, but in my opinion, it was a very mediocre scene that's probably been done in like every movie in between 2005 and 2019. Honestly, that's just my opinion. Um, and and then going forward from that, it's like it's very predictable and it's very generic. And it's basically this whole thing about it. So alien movies that focus on the alien aspect of what's happening, right? But this movie focuses on the like what the government is doing to try and conceal information and like stop people from knowing about aliens because it'd be like this huge detrimental thing because they're on the verge of World War III with multiple countries getting ready to drop nuclear bombs and stuff. But yeah, the but I mean, I don't know. It's just also another thing is not only is it mediocre, the voice lines, the dialogue is definitely again mediocre and generic, and also very clunky and like very awkward, honestly, in some scenes. and it's just so weird. Honestly, it was weird seeing how they delivered these lines, and I don't know how else to explain it other than that, because that's just what it was. And excuse me. Ugh. And yeah. Also, my two biggest complaints that I absolutely hate about this movie. A lot of low end movies, they probably have one or two things where it's like it kind of just pushes the plot forward. It doesn't even help the plot. It's like just a get out of jail free card. Yeah, this movie had two get out of jail free cards, and they were stupidly obvious. That okay, they were stupidly obvious. So for one thing, there are these little alien devices, right? That are like you grab it and then you grab it like this and you can do stuff with it. You can make yourself invisible. You could see other people. You can even see the past. Delve into your memories and explore, right? Who knows what else they can do? But this device, it doesn't have an established function, right? There's no like. Usually, a device like that, you're like, okay, it does this. It's meant for this, okay, and it can be used for this, right? No, it doesn't have a specific function. It's a get out of jail free card. It like you can literally, it's like, okay, we don't know what this does, so we're just gonna say it does this, this, and this, right? And that's one thing I really hate about it. And another really really big thing I want to say about this is, so one of the main characters, right? News reporter, I forgot her name. No, Margaret. Margaret's her name, right? And the idea is, hmm. So you got the two main characters. You got the guy from the beginning, you got the other, and then you got Margaret, all right? And after something happens, I guess, some weird, so everything's normal, right? And then she starts, and then, for some reason, after she saw a cardinal, um, earlier in the movie, which it is important later, right, to understand. I will say they did set some things up a little bit. Not really, not really. But anyways, so she sees a cardinal in her apartment, and then she starts speaking Russian, which she does not know how to speak Russian. She doesn't know she's speaking Russian, but she does. And then later, she goes and she starts. She talks. Gets pulled over. She's talking to this cop, and then suddenly she says a bunch of shit about his personal life that there's no way she could know. Right? There's like no way at all that she could know. And then she's like, "What the fuck is happening?" As she drives away, right? And at the news station, she like ends up making weird alien noises and freezing and almost passing out. She's like, right, but it's a little weirder than that. And also, it's in the trailer, so if you don't want to waste your time in the movie, just go watch that scene in the trailer, I guess. Um, anyways, anyways, um, and like basically after that, there isn't really an established development. It's just suddenly she knows how to read people's minds, you know, and then right, which she does use to her advantage, despite only just now being able to do this. So it's not like a reflex thing. It's like literally she looks at someone and she can read their mind and know what kind of person they are, right? And the thing about that is like that in itself, you could probably work with, just not how they did it, not how Spielberg did it. Um, and the thing is, so with, hold on, let me, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, anyways, and another thing is, so, and honestly, there's really no development. She just kind of just reads minds throughout the entire movie, and that's it, right? And also, she knows things. She just knows things. She has this. This is what I really hate. She just really knows things. Like to meet up with the other main character, because they don't know each other yet at this point. It's like to meet up with the other main character. She knew to go north because he was coming from the east to where she was going in the north, right? But the thing about that is, how does that relate to mind reading? How does that relate to anything that was established? Right. That's where I'm confused. How does she just know things? Like, I guess she's got these abilities that was given to her when she was abducted by aliens, which I don't know why they did that. Like, they never established why the aliens did that in the first place. It's just, oh yeah, these people were abducted and got powers, and then put back on Earth when they were kids. And that's like their traumatic event when they were 10 years old. I don't know why the aliens did it. So that's another thing that annoys me too. You mm, you don't establish a reason or an inciting incident for that to happen. It's just, hey, these aliens abducted these kids and now they got powers, so we're cool. Anyways, going off track here. Um, what was it? Right. Another thing that really annoyed me. I had to walk out of the theater real quick for this one. And obviously, I couldn't just go home because my dad and sister were there, and that was like my only transportation, and I was like 20 minutes away from the beach house. But anyways, so another thing that really annoyed me was a specific scene where this is the first moment she meets up with the other main character. Margaret meets up with Daniel, right? And she goes, so it's like Daniel's captured. He's in this little trailer thing on a base, right? And the girl, so because she's already got the mind reading stuff established, this makes sense, right? She goes into the military base, but she read to get like the password and stuff for that day. She read the dude's mind, the guard's mind, and was like, and said it, and that makes sense. That is something like when mind reading is established, that is something I would do. All right, that is okay in a story. All right, but what's not okay is how when she walked up to the little trailer where the other main character is trapped with the main bad guy dude, right? What happened was she was about to get taken, and then main bad guy dude, he's like, stop, 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 stop. Right? Not how I said it, but and you wanna know why? Do you wanna know why? Because I guess she can cast illusions now. She's an illusionist. An illusionist. And you know what she did? She made herself look and sound like the guy's dead wife. That's what she did. And this was never established as an ability she could do. It just happened. It just started. And it was really random too. It was really random. And then the bad guy just like let her go and let the other guy go, right? So Daniel and Margaret, they're walking out onto the military base, proceeding, to go forward and things like that, naturally, because they gotta leave, they gotta go, they gotta scoot. But the guards each try stopping her 3 times, 3 guards, right? First guard comes up. She reads the guard's mind and then changes to an important figure from the guard's past and says something that's like emotionally resonant with that guard. Second guard comes along. It happens again. It's just like a line of people. And then third guard comes up to stop them, and that happens again. And then they get in the car and they go. And it's just so I don't even know what to say about this. It's just so weird. And not weird and like, oh, it's different, I don't understand, it's just dumb. It's just it's not good writing at all in the slightest. It is a waste of time, a waste of money, and a waste of the skills that some of the actors genuinely have, And overall, it's just not a good movie to watch. It's just not. You can't. Look, I've never said that before. Shoot, War of the Worlds 2025 was enjoyable. Look, if I watched it in a movie theater, I would not have walked out. What I would have done is I would have laughed with my brother and just it's not how looking stupid, right? But it's still funny. The movie is funny because of how bad it is. It is a fun bad movie. But Disclosure Day, I could sit through that. But Disclosure Day, absolutely horrible. I couldn't watch it, and it was like I mean, the only good part I will say out of the entire movie has to be when the aliens were like the alien clips and everything were revealed in the news station and stuff and showing to the world. It was like it's like I don't know, something about that scene was really, I don't want to say cool, but it was pretty cool, honestly. The way and but it's like the way they did everything. It felt like that scene didn't belong in the movie that it was in, honestly, because it actually felt like there was genuine stakes for a moment, like that they had that something has been set up that has been a conflict for a long time and that it's finally coming to fruition, to an end, right? I used fruition wrong. Anyways, but what sucks is that there's that one cool scene, but it's ruined because the rest of the movie is just not good. There's no setup, there's no stakes, there's no anything really. And then you got this one scene that kind of is like a cool scene, and that's it. Which honestly, my guess is, so you know how, I mean, people who try being a writer or are a writer probably know this, but you know how sometimes you're writing a story, you want to write a story, right? You want to be a writer, and you don't know what to write, and suddenly you get this one cool idea in your head, like this one cool scene, right? This one cool image, and then suddenly you try to write the whole book. That's what I feel like this movie was for Steven Spielberg. He had that one cool part where it's like they revealed all the alien stuff, right? All the clips and stuff on the news. It was like, okay, now how do I make this a movie? And then we got Disclosure Day. But yeah, it's just overall, I mean, and it was mostly riding on good CGI. That's honestly all this movie is riding on. That's the only thing I will say was good was the CGI. I mean, it was basic. It was like I mean, it was like it wasn't anything amazing. It wasn't anything crazy. It's just good. It's just good. Not terrible. It's not like watching an Xbox 360 cutscene. It was good. But other than that, there's really no redeeming qualities to this movie. It is not worth watching. It is not worth indulging upon. It was like the trailer made it look good. I'll give it that. It knows how to do good marketing, but that's about it. That's and that's really all I have to say about this movie. There's not much worth talking about, or like not much I'm able to talk about. Even really, it's just yeah. Also, I've never felt compelled to write a review about a movie on like IMDb or something like that. But I really do feel like I need to go on there and say something and be like, and just give my opinion, which I'm too lazy to do that. So I'm gonna go play The Evil Within because I did start making a YouTube video about that. I just wanted to make a video about this because I split up the video because like last night I was playing it, then I got to a certain part where I'm like I'm not mentally prepared because I'm tired and stuff. So I went to bed and I'm gonna be doing it now because it's the morning. So yeah. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.